just happened is someone told me that the audio was not working, and then for the keyboard, and so I went to just reset the audio, and by just unplugging my audio box and then back in, and then the entire computer decided to crash. So I probably need a new laptop. It's getting on a little bit. Anyway, hopefully this stream will work, and this will be the real stream. So what's going to happen? I'm just going to redo Op25 number 1, play through that. I was going to play a bit more of it anyway, so this works for me. And also, this is going to be my last stream before I go to Mexico for 3 weeks, probably. There's a chance that Sunday morning I'll be able to stream for like literally 1 hour tops. It will be. So that would be fun if I can find the time to do that. But Sunday morning's quite rushed. And other than that, I'm going to try and find a way to do something interesting streaming wise while I'm over there, or content wise. So it'll be things like shorts, or long form videos, or streaming as well. But from what I've heard, the internet where I'm staying is garbage, so I'm going to have to find somewhere else to do streaming. And also, I'm only going to probably have access to a keyboard of some description, so it won't be this setup. It'll just be either a weighted keyboard, which I'll have to purchase and then sell before I leave, or it will be a roll-up keyboard which I can take with me, which actually could be really funny. I actually am interested to see how learning Chopin Etudes for 3 weeks on a roll-up keyboard will go, and then what it will be like coming back and transferring them. I actually think there will be some benefits, because to play those things you need a lot of control. So I feel like in that sense it could actually be quite beneficial. Obviously it's going to sound like crap, so there's that. I don't know how long people will want to listen to a roll-up keyboard for, in terms of streaming, but I think there's a novelty factor to it, so I'll see what I can do with that, see if I can come up with something at least interesting. Anyway, that's enough talking for now. I'm going to play Op25 number 1. This is Sydney. How did you know? That's kind of creepy. Accent and modern apartment. Oh, okay. All right, well done. Yeah, I'm in Sydney. Do you know where in Sydney? I don't know if you can see from the background. I'll move out of the way for a bit. No idea. I'm in Montreal. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, that's I have not been to Montreal, I don't think. I've been to Vancouver, and Toronto, and Whistler, and Sun Peaks, and Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. Anyway, welcome. I do work in the piano industry, yes. But just kind of reshuffling what I want to do, because I spent a lot of time in education. So now I'm looking at transferring more into the performance scene again. Obviously, during the COVID era, performance just got wiped out. So I decided to switch, get a reliable job in education. So yeah, now I am burnt out of that. I'm trying to do something more in the performance scene again. Or, also online as well. How about you? What's your background with piano? Do I want to spend any more time on this? I'm probably okay, actually. I'm going to skip over to Opus 10 number 2. And I'll update the chat in a sec, just to make sure everyone who joins knows what's going on. So this one I actually started on day 1 as well. So these first 2 I started on day 1. I think they were the only 2, maybe Opus 10 number 12 as well. I'm not sure. So it's been going for almost 3 weeks now. Difficult. I don't expect this one to be at full tempo for months. So I started 2-3 years ago and play as a hobbyist. Nice, cool. You started as an adult. One hour a day working as on a mazurka. Ah, very cool. I actually don't think I've played a single mazurka. I mean, I've read through some of them, I think. They're very cool pieces, so I'm not sure why I haven't played them. But tricky things 24, 24, 27. Aha! It's actually nice to see people still picking up things like piano as an adult and sticking with it. Because I think it's very easy to assume that people just don't have time or don't have the focus or, you know, whatever to do these things these days. But that is not everyone. This bar I just find, or this particular part of the bar I just find awful. Still trying to find the best way to approach that. In case people aren't familiar with this one, the whole point is to target the weak fingers. So you're forced to keep your hand, you know, pretty much in one position while not quite, but you know, it's not allowed to move too much because of the first and the second finger locked to playing these chords below, while your third, fourth, and fifth fingers have to play this chromatic line. So it's really nasty. Even though it sounds quite innocent. For me, it's learning to read music. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. So you learnt to read music before you started playing piano? As in, again? This is another bar, which is a little bit annoying. There's about half a dozen spots in this piece where I spend an inordinate amount of time. Go. Started in the end of yep. Synesthesia. Then quit for 9 years and came back. Nice. How did you find learning that process? Because a few people have asked me about it, or just told me that's also how they kind of got into it, or how they are doing it. But I've really done no research into it, or how it is developing as a method or anything like that. But I do imagine it is quite restrictive. That's the only thing. As in, when the music gets more complicated, you've just got like. I imagine it just looks like a rain shower at a certain point. It's just like, okay, how do I learn this? over the page. Damn it. Okay, this is not even, so. Okay. Once I learned to read the basic notes, treble, bass, clef, and middle C on the sheet music, then I actually felt like piano was possible and fun rather than guessing. Okay, yeah, cool. That's kind of what I gathered, is that the original method is still the way to go, basically. As in, I don't think it's come close to being, replaced or. There's too many advantages, I suppose, and there's also the fact that, it's kind of ingrained in everyone in the industry. So, but the fact that you, everything is here on the page, right? You don't have to go searching for it back and forth on, like you would with the other one. As in, okay, no, I want to skip back and look at these notes again. You don't have to worry about that with this. It's just everything is here. Obviously, you can mark the score and things. Okay, with this one I just have to watch also my stamina, because as soon as I start getting tense, I'm basically just doing a disservice in terms of my practice. So this one I need to be really conscious of staying relaxed, which is what I'm doing now, so the tempo is slowed down a lot. Basically here I'm removed all tension, so my hand, everything, arm is very, very floppy. So I'm not forcing my fingers down, just the bare minimum, and then everything else is loose, and then so just trying to use only the muscles that are required. tense again. Particularly also my jaw. I think I mentioned that on the stream. Cool. Okay. There's always unevenness there, and I don't know if there's something else I should be doing, or it's just a matter of time. My feeling is it's a matter of time mostly. It's my weak fingers are just not at the level they need to be at the moment. Definitely more like very slow focus practice won't hurt. I should have some coffee though. So I'm just trying to create a feeling that gives me basically like total relaxation over what I'm doing and control. Starting to get better. It's just, half an hour later kind of thing. A lot of these etudes at the moment are in that state where I'm practicing them and then finally start to feel good, by the time I have to move on. And then, go back tomorrow, take 2 steps back kind of thing. So this is that situation. But I think the work I'm doing is quite positive, at least. This is one of those bars that I need to practice a lot. It's just this very quick contraction, bringing the hand up to the 5th finger, so I can play 5/4, you know. And then some awkward chords that I have to play as well. So just practice going from this beat to that beat. There we go. So here I do a lot of this practice, basically practice from one cell to the next, and then stop and relax. And then you can practice up to it, relax over the new notes, and then play them, and then relax. Relax, relax. Always focusing on the top notes. The weight towards there. Okay, that's a little bit better. Do I want to try and play it fast? Just through this section, maybe. Okay. Yeah, this bit, I still haven't found a solution to starting that comfortably. I can take one note in the left hand, but I feel there's no need to do that. I'm actually quite sleepy at the moment. I need some more coffee. I didn't sleep super well last night, maybe 4 hours sleep or something. So problem is I have to do this and then go straight away, so I don't have time for a nap, except maybe in the car. I've got a long travel. Okay, just going to spend a tiny bit more time on this. Mainly just trying to create a good feeling around these opening patterns. And essentially evenness, balance, weight in the right spots. Okay, starting to feel a little better. It just requires so much strength. Oh, one sec. I just have to do some quick administration. Okay. Apologies for that. This 3/5 thing, I'm not controlling very well at the moment, especially when I add in the chords. So I'm just trying to get the right feeling around that. Make sure there's clarity. So giving myself time to relax in between the chords. That's a little bit better. This on the way down is not even at the moment, so it's because of these awkward hand position changes on the descent. So here, this one's okay, but particularly this first one there is awkward, and then this last one is very awkward. At the moment, my thoughts are I don't have a big enough hand to do it comfortably, so I sort of have to cheat a little bit by not joining the top line like that. But it's very fractional. I just have to make sure that I'm not accenting the note, basically, when I land on it like that. Still this first one here, this first transition. Some of it is just me having to memorize hand positions, which I have not quite done yet. So once that becomes a little bit more ingrained, it should become easier. I won't have to kind of think too much about what I need to do. But definitely my hands take a while to warm up to this piece as well. And I'm hoping that will that amount of time that takes will decrease. It usually does. Yeah. tension in my shoulder for no good reason really. So that's something to be like hyper vigilant about, is unnecessary tension, like where it's coming from, noticing it, shutting it down straight away. Okay, I'm going to give it a go from the start. See how it goes. It's going to be a bit tragic, and the longer it goes on, the worse it's probably going to get because of my stamina around the piece. But I need to start playing this through, just to expose where all the real problems are. Okay. Someone said hi. Hello. How's it going? How's it going again? That's all right. I wanted to restart it anyway. I wasn't happy with a few things that happened. I still don't know how to... Because I don't want to have a big gap there, if possible. I mean, it is a broken phrase, but I don't want to have a big gap. Okay, go from the top again. How are you today? Fingers are dying. Wrong one. Damn it. I did the ending one. And then had to correct it. Gross. Okay, right hand is dead. If this piece was much longer, I think like the amount, the workload involved would be like astronomical. Just like it just destroys you stamina wise. Piano hated. How's it going today? I still love that name. Oh, I'm getting spam on my Twitch chat. AI viewers streamboo.com. Okay, all right, great. Not interested. Okay, I have some options here. I want to give my right hand a rest, but I don't want to like make it entirely stop working. So there are things like I'm actually thinking, because I used to go from this etude to Opus 10 number 12, which is a more left-hand etude, but that doesn't actually relax my right hand as such, because I'm playing like, you know, octaves and kind of slightly more aggressive things. So what I might start doing is going to Opus 25 number 5 after, and having a look at the middle section, because that is very relaxing for the right hand, and it makes it do something. It's like a warm down in a way, a warm up or a warm down. Yeah, this hello Judy. Yeah, this that particular etude is just awful. It's probably the most difficult of the whole 24. Yeah, it's either that one or the one in thirds, and pretty much nothing else comes close, I think, to those two. And yeah, your weak fingers just get destroyed. So it's but it's very good for you. It's like eating broccoli. Okay, I'm gonna go to Op25 number 5 and just give my hand a rest. This one is entirely different. It is basically it's hard to exactly say what this is about. This is about, the middle section at least is about horizontal movement across the keyboard, and controlling that legato without being able to actually join everything. So you need to use a pedal, but the legato is very important. So everything needs to be unaccented essentially to give the illusion of like actual legato. So because on the way down you can't join them. I mean, yeah. And it's not optimal to try anyway, because when you do that, when you throw your hand over like this to try and actually join it, for starters, because you have the repeated note, technically you can't join it anyway. But then you end up with your, hand in a god awful position, elbow up, wrist thrown over. So you're sacrificing control by just trying to do it. So you have to do hand over the thumb, small horizontal movement, and then thumb expands back out. So like that. And it can't be sloppy, because it needs to support something very melodic in the bass. And if you're doing sloppy stuff in your right hand, it's going to be very obvious. then on to the outside section. That's actually a really nice thing to do. It's just go over it very slowly, very calmly, focus on posture, being relaxed, good movements, not sort of being reactive when something is, you know, not going exactly to plan. So doing it at a tempo where everything is within your, pretty much within your comfort zone first, and then you can start pushing a little bit. But just to get the feeling, it's nice to go slowly on this one. There's a few things I noticed with my playthrough, so I'm actually going even slower now. I'm just basically focusing more on my body rather than the notes. I accumulate tension without realizing, like sometimes. So that's why the really slow practice is very helpful, because you have time to catch it, basically, and you're not stressed about the notes you're playing. I keep playing the wrong note in the right hand here, so I need to fix that before it becomes like, noise in my head, basically. By which I mean like confusion. That's better. Maybe not. Okay. There we go. it's so interesting when you do this sort of practice and you're constantly monitoring your tension and you realize like how close it is. Like you could feel it, you can just feel it creeping. It's concerning. Like just particularly like for me, obviously I have had tension issues in the past, and so the habit is there to engage tension when things get more complicated, particularly. So it's me trying to kind of like overthrow that habit, and I don't know how possible it is. So that's my that's my focus anyway, as part of this project as well. It's a really big part of this project is doing something highly technical and useful, kind of redeveloping or reworking my technique. So I'm eliminating tension, so I'm changing the way I'm sort of actually approaching piano playing in a way. So it's just going to be a long process. But even at very slow tempos, and I know these notes fairly well at this point, but I still have to focus quite hard to keep the tension out. So. Oh, just going to go back a bit. I just forgot the notes. Okay, I better look at these outside sections because I always neglect them. And to be clear, I don't find the outside sections tricky. If I did, I would spend more time on them. That middle section has a lot of benefits, I think, particularly for me. So I'm spending a lot of time on it early. Okay. Okay, opening section. That's not correct. And then this arpeggio. So that's literally the hardest bit of this whole etude, I think. This is these ridiculous arpeggios. For small hands, anyway. Okay, I think we're done with this one. I'm okay with that. The outside sections will happen. What to go to next? What to go to next? Maybe maybe torrent. I need to spend some more time learning notes, or more. I need to spend a particularly long time on Op10 number 4. So it's one of the trickier ones. So I should. Okay. Tiny bit more to eat. I'm still eating my breakfast. Hello. Welcome. This is Sure. Sorry, I can barely see from here. I'm good. Well, actually, I'm sick. So there's that. But otherwise, I'm good. Sick. Didn't sleep enough. Got about 4 hours sleep, and now I'm just starting to get some energy because I've had some coffee and a little bit to eat. So, and I'm how long have I been streaming? Hour and 10 minutes or so. So I'm starting to get into the rhythm of things. Yeah, but good. Thanks. How are you? All right. This is Op10 number 4. This is still in the learning phase a little bit, so well, definitely. So the speed is not too fast at the moment. And there's still this bar, I just kind of despise. I also didn't sleep too much. I was awake long enough to see the sunset. Oh, wow. Hang on a sec. Hang on, I'm trying to work that out. Awake long enough to see the sunset. Awake long enough to see the sunset. You'll have to explain that to me. I'm trying to work that out. Do you mean the sunrise? As in, like, you didn't sleep through most of the night, and then you fell asleep as the sun was rising? Something like that? Oh, got it. Okay. It's one of those pieces that I have always thought was crazy cool. Yeah, this is a cool piece. It does sound cool. It's kind of tricky, but I've heard it's not as tricky as some of the others I've played and know. So yeah, we'll find out. It could be this, like, I think this kind of technical stuff is a little bit of a weakness for me though. Like, just very fast, sort of like detailed playing, like extremely fast detailed playing. I think I'm a little bit weak in that area, like fiddly stuff. I have to really practice that stuff because I don't think I played enough of those pieces growing up. I played I think the ones I found most comfortable were kind of the like more like bigger kind of like dramatic pieces with like octaves and a lot of chords and things like that. So I tended to veer towards those octaves. They're, you know, fast octaves and things I find quite manageable, and physical pieces, you know. Whereas this is like just it's all in your fingers, and it's really fast and it's very fiddly. Butterfly Etude is later. I'm going to do that soon. I could do it next. I don't mind doing it next. But that one is... Butterfly Etude is quite new for me. This would be like the third day I'm working on it. Slow this down a bit because my left hand is not liking it at the moment. Just trying to manage tension. Lament. Lament, you mean the E flat minor one from Opus 10? No, I haven't started that one. I'm not particularly worried about that one. It's one of those ones where I was thinking, yeah, I can put that in at any point in time. So I'll probably put it in when the mood strikes, I suppose, I guess. Or I just want something a bit easier to have a look at. Playing all the notes and stuff on HS25 number 12. Nice. Well done. That's a cool one. I really like that one. It's a very fun way to end the etudes as well. that one part in Requiem Mozart. I can imagine that is true. I'm not quite sure of the part you mean, but it's very dramatic and like overwhelming, I suppose. Like very, and definitely has a a similar kind of I don't want to say like church organ sort of, but kind of, I guess. Like it's like a lot of it's like the full keyboard, right? And you've just got this huge massive sound. Obviously a church organ would never play anything like this, but it's like he's covering like the entire keyboard with this massive sound, and with the pedal down, obviously, which obviously you can't do unless you write it like this. So yeah, it's very cool. I remember hearing it when I was growing up, because some kids used to play it, and I was just kind of like, whatever. And then I heard it in concert. Someone did all the etudes, and I heard it, and that was the one that kind of stuck with me the most. In the end, I was just like, oh, okay, I get it now. This is why this piece is cool. Okay, I am not familiar enough with Mozart Requiem, clearly. So, but I should listen to it, actually. I have some time. I've got a car trip today, so I should listen to it again. That bit's getting a bit better. Oops. In April. I have not, but it's on my list. I think that also features. Does that feature the first ballade as well? The Chopin first ballade is my feeling. Or is that a different anime? They cut it down a lot and have it by that. What? Wait, they turn the first ballade into a violin duet? That makes me so sad. Why would they do that? I mean, there's so many good pieces for violin and piano. Why on earth would you get like such an iconic piano piece and then go, okay, we're gonna make it a violin duet? That kind of blows my mind a bit. I'm not saying it is bad off the bat. I'd have to listen to it. I don't want to judge it yet, but it seems like a strange decision. So. missed a bit. I need to stay focused on basically not missing notes, because that's the hardest. The hardest part is when something gets slightly tricky. You just have these like sort of semi-space out moments where you're just like, yeah, I hope I get through it, and then you keep going, and you're not really 100% focused. This is getting better or worse. One of the Beethoven violin sounds. Oh, that's nice. I was about to say, like, this, you could play, like, if you wanted something. I mean, yeah, Beethoven violin sounds are a great place to start, obviously. But there's so many things you could use, like Brahms, Schumann, Tchaikovsky. If you're going for romantic, Mendelssohn, obviously. Paganini. Felt a bit forced. Anime is very focused on Chopin, but it's also a romance between a pianist and violinist. So the finally they tried to merge all the elements. Huh, okay. I still think there has to be a better way to do that, right? Like, Brahms would be perfect. Like, someone who writes for piano and violin. But I guess like Chopin is more iconic, I suppose. But I don't know. They obviously put thought into it. I'm sure, like, the people making the decisions like, they would be good musicians. So unless it was like a director's call or something, he's like, I really like this piece, you have to make it work. And they're like, God help us. Really well done, so don't let that discourage you. Cool, nice, good to know. Yeah, it's I've seen it. I've seen, like, obviously, like, bits of it on YouTube and stuff, and I've been like, oh, okay, that's, could be interesting. I've kind of avoided it because I'm like, will I find it a bit cringe? I think it's when you're in the, like, heavily in the industry, the, like, shows and whatever about your industry, you often find so many things which you kind of wince at a little bit. So that's one of those things where I was like, oh, do I want to put myself through this? But yeah, I'll give it a go. Thanks for the recommendation. I think it's all the stereotyping which I struggle with the most, or the sort of, like, misrepresentation, like over dramatized representation of things often, where I'm like, okay, that's not really a thing. But I suppose that's how people on the outside might see it. Maybe a little bit cringe. It's Gateway Anime, I was like 12. Oh, okay. Oh, well, as long as it's given you good memories, good experience. I mean, I have heard good things, so I'm sure, regardless, there's a lot that's good about it. What animes are you generally into these days? I'm tensing up, so I have to do something about this. Okay. Yeah, still the left hand here. Better. There we go. Not totally focused. Monogatari series a year ago. Oh, I don't know it. Why don't I know this one? Since I can't really find anything else that matters in quality, so I've been starting reading books. Nice. Okay, books are good. I would keep that habit while you can, while you still have the focus to read books. Because I think the world is slowly depriving us of focus. Trying to think of some of the better animes I've enjoyed. I quite liked Violet Evergarden. I thought that was a pretty compact, tight anime. It's not too long. It's got at least one decent movie as well. The last movie. And it takes a little while. I'd say it takes like 4 or 5 episodes, honestly, to get going, to get a sense of what they're going for, really, with the anime. And once it develops, you start to get more of the backstory and things. It kicks off. But then the thing is, it's only 14 episodes long or something. So I think it's the last movie of Violet Evergarden. I think so. I don't know. Is there 3 movies or something? Yeah, there's a few really standout episodes of that, and yeah, I think episode 10, it's episode 10 where the mother's dying and sending writing letters to her daughter for every birthday or something like that. That episode, dear God. I was not prepared for that episode. I was just like, what is happening? Because I really enjoyed. I think there was an episode, maybe two or three before that, where she met a guy. Was he an? Trying to think. He was a storyteller. He was a novelist or something, I think. And she went to his home out in the countryside or something, and then sort of reinvigorated his ability to write or something. I can't remember. It's so vague at the moment. Yeah, the writer. And I really enjoyed that episode as well. I thought that was a really nice episode. And then I was content. I was like, yeah, this series is great. And then episode 10 came along. I was like, oh my god, I'm what is going on? And then after that got quite dark from memory. Went into all the background with the war. Yeah, really interesting anime. I'd like to watch it again. It kept surprising me basically after the first few episodes once I got into it. So. I think the other thing what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the other thing is I recommend this anime to people, and people like watch one or two episodes and they're like, I don't get it, and they're done. That's it. They're like, this anime is going nowhere. Which makes me quite sad. And then when you say, oh look, just give it like 5 episodes, they're like, no way. The studio that make Evergarden also made another anime called Sound Euphonium. It's probably the best anime focused on classical. Cool. Oh, good to know. Sound Euphonium. I'll jot it down. Sound euphonium. 1 sec. Cool. Good to know. I'm always happy for recommendations. The other one I quite enjoyed recently is Freerun. That does also take a while to get going, and it's one of those very chill ones, so you have to go in with the right sort of mindset. But it's got some quite thoughtful moments, I suppose, and great visuals as well. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I liked watching just for the vibe, so enjoyed it from. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think if you can go in with that sort of attitude, it's a really very enjoyable experience. But I also found that it does offer a lot for people who I think are after more than just a chill vibe as well, but it does take a while to get to that point. So I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes before anything really happens. It's just like a whole lot of time skips early on, and then they're just like wandering around, chilling, for doing these like random side quests. And then you find out about, oh, okay, there is a long-term story here, like something that is unfolding. Nice music too. I kept watching Streater because of the music. Almost stuffed that up. Oh, Ikoku Nikki. That's the other one. I'd say that's one of my favorites recently. Do you know how to play Flight of the Bumblebee? I do not. I have never learnt it. It's one of those... it fits into that like basket of pieces where probably with like... I don't know. There's a whole bunch like that people know super well and ask, like La Campanella, Furelise, Turkish March, Clair de Lune, I don't know, Un Sospiro, things like that, where I'm like, yeah, I don't know them. Well, I have played Furelise and Turkish March when I was much younger. But I don't keep them in my, like, I don't know, in my fingers, basically. Oh, thank you. That's really kind. I'm kind of trying to develop that side of myself as well. It's something I would like to do as a long-term thing. Keep writing music and developing that, basically, until I no longer exist. So that's part of it now, is to develop my skills and stuff. But at the moment, my time has been more limited, and this is a priority at the moment. And there's just a lot going on. So having a like ability to write music consistently relies a lot on a very certain frame of mind and mood. And if I feel like I don't know, like if there's a pressure or stress or something around that, it's very hard to write music. Like I just find it, I just get blocks. So learning composition, I haven't actually learnt it. So I've never been taught. You could obviously do an online course or something. I'm sure there's some good ones at this point. But I studied theory and harmony at universities. So when I went to undergraduate, I had to do harmony analysis, things like that. I did have to, as part of that course, write a little bit of music, just small amounts. But I wasn't specifically taught composition technique. And at school, I had to do projects around composition. I always enjoyed them. But I think as a piano player, it's a lot easier, obviously, because you have access to the full range, basically, in terms of texture. You've got 88 keys. and you understand, you learn, how harmony works naturally as you learn piano. So that helps, and just exposure, constant exposure to a lot of music. You learn how to write for piano that way. I mean, I don't know how to write for other instruments, so there's that. But I can write for piano because even if I don't have a keyboard, I can visualize how to play it. So that, that definitely is an advantage. Classical composition. I would definitely say the one I've written, it's about the moon, share the beauty of the moon together or something. It's classical, basically. It's about 6 minutes or something. You'll see it. I wrote it around Lunar New Year. So it was kind of related to that, sort of. It was actually related to something else, but timing was apt. So that one is, I would say that one is pretty much firmly classical. I wouldn't say even it's neoclassical, like barely. It's basically classical. Unless by classical you mean something like Mozart. In which case, no, it's not that. It's kind of like, I would say it's like early 20th century style, mostly. And it even sometimes sounds like Brahms. Like there's moments early on where I'm like, oh God, I'm ripping off Brahms. And then the opening theme is very much, which I didn't realize when I wrote it, is like Elgar, the Enigma variations. So there's that. Various techniques classical. Not entirely sure what you mean by that. You'll have to elaborate. But yeah, that one I would say it fits in like classical era sort of stuff, like at least, at 20th century sort of classical style. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what my classical music is. Very technical. Yes. Okay. All right. So I think you're talking more about form and things like structures, forms, composition, like patterns and things like that, in terms of like maybe, sonata form development, how to develop themes and things like that. Yeah, that I have not done. So Chopin, Liszt, etc. I just tuned in. How have you been? How are the issues coming along? I'm still processing the previous question, but I'll think about what you mean. But feel free to elaborate a little bit more, because I'm not quite sure what you mean yet. But I've been good. I'm actually a bit sick, so you can probably hear me. I'm congested. Etudes are actually coming along at a pretty decent rate. I'm currently working on 9 of them, I believe. So I mean, that's getting up to not too far away from half. So, and it's what, not even week 3. So progress is decent. I can play through 3 of them already, and actually 4 of them. I can play through 4 of them. And this one, Torrent, is the next sort of like annoying one at the moment. So this is the one I'm focusing quite a bit on, Opus 10 number 4, because I think there's a lot of benefits to me from this, but I need to be patient because it's very technical. I think if you mean by very technical, do you mean just something that's really difficult? Is that what you mean? In terms of like what I should be writing, as in like just something with high degree of difficulty? Because that can be tricky. Okay, this section. Only learned Op10 number 3. The voicing Chopin Etudes works is a challenge for your sounds. Yeah, Op10 number 3 is really beautiful. Someone asked me to play it through. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Because I said no, I'm not learning it at the moment. I'll do it later. But the good thing is like at the opening section, it's not too hard to read. So yeah, I had a little read through, and yeah, it is very nice. I was like, yeah, I'll enjoy this one when I get there. But I'm not in a rush because I'm more focused on getting a lot of the technical stuff done early or like worked on early. So I have the whole year for it to settle. So I'm actually putting the difficulty at the front. I'm like front-ending the difficulty. Yeah, chromaticism. Do you have to learn sheet music? Do you? There's a lot of chromaticism actually in Chopin's Etudes particularly. I'd say more so than his other compositions. Do you have to learn sheet music in order to write music, as into write composition? Or do you mean? Do you mean as a classical like pianist or performing musician? Yeah, that part there. To be good at the piano, I would say yes. Short answer is yes. It makes your processes just much quicker, much simpler. Some people obviously do stuff by ear, but you can only get so far by ear. Like having the music in front of you just means everything is like accessible right here, and you can just be like, okay, I want to work on this, it's right here. I want to work on that, it's right here. You don't have to, be trying to process everything, remember, orally, or you can use like that synesthesia program, but as music gets more complicated, that becomes almost impossible. So, and it's not convenient. You can't be like going back and forth trying to find the notes all the time. So if you want to become a good pianist, I would say yes, you need to learn sheet music. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, once you memorize it, anything goes. But a good thing to do when you're working on pieces that you have got to memory is still to keep the music as a reference, because you very quickly forget things like dynamics, phrasing, articulation, things like that, and you just discover you're just doing the wrong thing often. And then sometimes you discover you just learned the wrong notes as well. So I'm about to go sleep and play it. So not as good as I guess. Yeah, so I mean that just means it's like in your short-term memory, and then you wake up and it's pretty much gone. So it just takes consistency. I would, if you have the ability to practice twice a day, I would practice twice a day, even if it means you split your practice rather than like doing 1 hour in the morning, do half an hour, you know, approximately twice a day is much better than 1 hour in one chunk. So it's much better for your memory and your learning. This section still bothers me. I have to get... I have to find a better way around this. Yeah, understand. I mean, it's a chore, for sure, learning it. Which piece were you able to learn with that sheet music? I wonder how much more proficient I would be reading music if I started earlier. There's always a case that I would have stopped playing because I didn't write. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So that's the other thing you have to keep in mind. If something is actively preventing you from doing something else, like doing something you want to do, yeah, it's not efficient, right? So if you just want to learn piano and you hate reading sheet music, don't do it. That's fine. Find another way. Like, you will do it when you feel that you have to, or you want to, whatever. Or you will just do like, you know, a little bit, keep it very simple early on and build on it. And don't get frustrated. Don't let it stop you actually learning piano, I think is the main thing. So my thoughts. Still not. Play a couple of pieces without sheet music, including Op10s. Nice. I assume you've been reading sheet music sometime. I think basically, as the music increases in complexity, the more necessary or the easier it becomes if you have sheet music reading skills. So I think learning something like this by ear or by, another method, like the synesthesia method, I think would be so hard. I cannot imagine. Not quite. Oh, I have 199 subscribers. Piano Secrets YouTube channel has like 2 to 6 hour videos on pieces like Chopin in depth for people who don't read. Wow, okay, cool. Maybe sheet music is a lot more interesting for us copying music now for us to say, yeah, for sure. I think, has there been a point in your career that you have felt like you lost your love for the instrument? Hard to say. I think it's more that I think I lost my love for the industry. I think I sort of conflated one with the other. And particularly in Australia, it's a little bit depressing because Australia is very much focused on sport. Like that's our thing here. So government funding, media, everything kind of revolves around sport traditionally. So the classical music scene is very tiny here, and it's maybe growing, hard to say, but it's very niche. And as a piano player, there's also basically no jobs. So you have to create your own thing, and you have to, and I did for a while, I was doing chamber music in bars, like in actual bars, which was very cool. And I ran a series. So I would work with other musicians like violinists, cellists, viola players, whatever, orchestral musicians, and they did it because they wanted to play more music. They often would have jobs in Sydney Symphony or Australian Chamber Orchestra or something, and they wanted to play more, fun music kind of stuff, fun gigs. So that was very cool. And it got a bit of a following, but then COVID hit, shut it down. I haven't been able to restart it since because I got a job in education, stayed in that for too long, burnt out. And then I reached around to ask if anyone was interested again in doing this sort of thing. People are not interested post-COVID. It's I think it's seen as too risky. And Sydney has a lot of red tape as well, like a lot of bureaucracy. So it's difficult. And I also got a little bit burnt out by the competitiveness of the scene in Sydney. And I don't mean in a good competitive way. I mean in a people will do anything for work and to sort of throw you under the bus. Like people are a little bit, can be like the very, very good musicians, no problem. Like they don't give a shit. But I'd say everyone below that, there's a lot to fight over. So people are fighting for scraps, basically, in Sydney, and people are doing things too cheaply. Like musicians are doing things far too cheaply in Sydney because there's not enough work, basically. So, and no one has any sort of like, I don't know, risk-taking willingness to, do something creative. Like how do we get more people involved in classical music? It's starting to happen, obviously, through the crossover projects like video game music. Like Sydney Symphony recently did an Elden Ring program, which I went and saw. And then they obviously do like stuff like Final Fantasy, and then they do the movies. So they do crossover stuff to get people in, and that draws in heaps of new audience. But I don't know how much of that converts them to, people being interested in classical music. Unsure. So short answer is I guess I got depressed by the scene, not the instrument. But that affected my willingness. That combined with spending too long in education means I basically burnt out of piano. So I didn't want to practice. I would do my job and I would not touch the instrument, basically, unless I absolutely had to learn something for work, essentially. So that's probably the best answer I can give you. But now I like it again because I'm not doing things I don't want to do. Can you play Eric Satie? I don't have any of his music. So currently that would be a no. I don't think I have his music. Let me check. Have a quick look. Because that could be a lie. Oh, I have one thing. I have the Gymnopédie. I don't know how to say that. Gymnopédie. I mean, everyone knows this one, right? I should use the page turning pedal instead of turning with my hands. Interestingly, Eric Satie used to work in salons and bars, brothels. So this music was written for his work, basically. Background music. I didn't use the pedal. Again, to turn the page. Oops. Hopefully I'll be able to read it a bit better this time. Oh my god, sorry. Oops. There you go. There's a little interlude. Eric Satie. With some wrong notes. Op10 number 4 by I do not even know that. Juan Arenosa. 21G by John Sand. I do not know these things. Am I like, have I just like missed a whole bunch of, what was it? Australia, honestly, Australia is a sport culture. So even like we obviously have a decent orchestra. Sydney Symphony is actually a good orchestra. Obviously we have the Australian Chamber Orchestra, which is also a very, very good touring orchestra, particularly does a lot of stuff in Carnegie Hall and things, and you know, all over Europe. They're very well recognized, but we have a very small scene still. So we, I mean, it's small, but I would say it's enthusiastic, but it's small. And it's quite unaffordable, largely. That's the other problem. The government is not subsidizing enough. So like in London, I could get tickets like BBC Proms was like £5 or something back when I was there. That's not possible in Australia, not remotely. In Europe, obviously, a lot cheaper to get tickets to things. Not sure about America. But again, America has a lot more philanthropy, so and just like uber rich people, so they throw money at the arts. And America is very much like a fundraising sort of culture for these things, whereas Australia is not. We're terrible at asking for money. One Ernest, search out the sheet music. It is good. One Ernest 2G if you can. I stream pretty much every day. What I will do, I'll put a note about that piece, and I'll look it up. I won't do it today because I have limited time, and this is actually my last stream potentially before I go overseas. I might try and stream Sunday morning for like an hour, basically. So let me see. 21G by Juan Arenosa. Is that correct? Arenosa. Cool. Good to know. I will make notes. I must depart. Thanks so much. Cool. Nice. South Dakota, US. I'm actually about to head to the US briefly. I'm going to San Francisco for like a stopover, 9 hours or something, and then to Mexico. But then I'm back to San Francisco after a few weeks and spending a few days there. And then I am heading back to Sydney. But yeah, when I'm in Sydney, I will stream pretty much every day, usually around this time. Can you hello to anyone I didn't say hello to. Torrent. I'm actually working on Torrent right now, so I will play some more. I will play some more Torrent in a moment. It's slow though, so that is the thing. Oh, I am now over 200 subscribers. That is cool. That that has kind of surprised me, because I sat on such a low subscriber count for a long time, but I wasn't doing this kind of thing. I was just doing like little uploads now and then, so it's kind of cool. It is free. That is true. It's free to subscribe. But I mean, it's still like it's inertia, right? People have to actually want to and want to see your stuff on their feed. So you know, I don't expect anyone to subscribe. Basically, I just do this. Oops, that's the wrong etude. I need to Op10 number 4. I do this because I enjoy it, and I enjoy, you know, interacting with people and everything. But if they subscribe, it's a bonus. It's great. Wrong one. is the pedal not working? Okay, there we go. That bar still. These two bars do bother me. Actually, this whole section bothers me a little bit. There's a lot of tricky things going on here. Like that contraction there, controlling that. Octave down to, moving your fourth finger then down to, you know, the tone above. Quickly. This section. See you later. Thanks for dropping by. 196. Ah, nice. Oh, so you would have watched last night then. 196 happened last night. Any tips on getting better on the piano? Oh, so many. I think the main one is, like the main one for me, you have to sort out tension. Like that's my best advice. If you're tense while you're trying to play, you may not even notice that you're tense. But tension is the biggest killer of improving at piano. And that honestly you will require, maybe look it up. Maybe there's probably some good YouTube videos on dealing with tension with playing piano. Otherwise, a good teacher, if you ask a good teacher that, you know, about it, how to deal with it, they'll be able to help you. That's probably like the most fundamental thing to becoming like a technically good piano player. Otherwise, like a lot of repetition, a lot of, in terms of practice techniques, it's similar theories to learning anything really. Is like you want to learn small bits, repeat them consistently, like regularly, leave them, come back to them, do them again, that kind of thing. So split your practice if you can, you know, 2 times a day, 3 times a day into smaller chunks as well. Rather than just do like an hour in one hit and then nothing until the next day. Try and do like, you know, 2 30 minutes, something like that. And then also, when you are working on passages, like say I'm working on this passage here, right? I'm not going to just play through it like 4 bars or something all the time. If there's like, I'll do that, but then I'll be like, okay, what's not working? And then I will work like literally beat to beat. You want to work around the notes where the problem is, basically. So if there's like a particular issue, like this one, for instance, here, I'm finding it uncomfortable to get from here back to here and control it, right? So I literally practice that up to the end of that movement before the uncomfortable part, and then I just rest over the new notes and then go. Relax, go. Relax, go. And then you can actually go to the new note and relax into the new hand position. And then so you add in more notes as you become more confident and you sort things out. and then add in more context, you know. So things like that, they're just like practice techniques that will help. That's about kind of, you know, all I got at the moment, I suppose. A lot of it is case by case. So. This part I'm not happy with. So I'm giving you an example of how I might practice it. Well, how I do practice it. And you're really looking for like an ease, a comfort, as you increase the tempo. So, and you don't want to be tense. So, it's a lot of repetition, but it's not mindless repetition. Like I'm constantly assessing how I feel, and then I will get comfortable, and then I'll push the tempo a little bit more. Maybe I'm making like small adjustments basically to make it more comfortable for myself, especially my body, which gets in the way. Always assessing tension. The problem at the moment is the left hand can't keep up. So I'm not entirely sure what to do about that, except just that's better. Honestly, sometimes it's just making small and small adjustments all the time until you find something that fits. So, hand positions. Sometimes I move my body as well out the way. So yeah, I do a lot of this kind of practice. It might seem like it's monotonous, probably to listen to especially, but hopefully useful to see processes. just checking tension. I'm just noticing a little bit of tension creep up in my body. Relax. There we go. Then I think this part's particularly hard because there's so many different hand positions here, and they're kind of awkward. Yes. So yeah, I mean, I have more time, so there is that. I practiced yesterday in 2 chunks. I did about an hour and 45 minutes, and then I did about 2.5 hours. Because that was kind of the only way I could do it, I suppose. So today, unfortunately, I only have this practice period. So I'm going to practice for about like overall 3.5 hours or something. And then I have to go. Unfortunately, I'm not here tonight. So I'm just trying to make the most of it. It's not ideal. Like I would rather do like 2 hours, 2 hours, something, or 3 hours, 3 hours even would be fun. Or 2, 2, 2, something like that. But the day just does not allow for it. So we do what we have to do, basically. But definitely, if I can, I will practice multiple times a day. Okay, I need to leave this one, I think, because actually no, I need to go over one more section. This part here. Don't want to spend too much more time on this etude. I've got others to get on with, but
Where am I? This part here. This is why it's important to practice bits apart, like as in practice it for a bit, leave it, come back to it, kind of thing. Because I haven't touched this bit in a little while now, and it's gone. Definitely my left hand doesn't feel totally in control of this, so that's something I'll be working on, as in being in control while being completely relaxed. Okay, it's about time I moved on. So, sorry. Oh God. A few options I can do. Maybe I'll do something happier. I can spend a little bit of time on the butterfly etude. Op25 number 9. I will get back to you in a sec. Honestly, I would just ask AI about that because I don't know if I'll be able to explain it any better than like Gemini or something. Essentially, it's basically working very fast in a closed hand position. So your hand, like your fingers are on top of each other, playing on top of each other a lot of the time. And then suddenly, sometimes they have to expand, like, this button, or whatever that is. You know the bars I'm talking about. I don't have the music. So you've got a contrast between like a very closed, tight hand position, and like very refined, quick finger work, and then suddenly you have to expand it and do this other stuff and then get back to the tight hand position. And then both hands have to do that. And there's also, you have to be able to control the piece while injecting, sudden bursts of drama into it, like accents. So it's got a few things going on. It requires a lot of control, relaxation, at very high speeds, basically. Okay. All right. This one is new for me. This is like the third day I'm working on it. So just getting the grips at the moment. correct? I feel that. I think that's better. Yeah. Wrong note. Okay, and then oops. Oh my god, what am I doing? Then oops, where am I? Is that correct? That's correct. Okay, that is the entire butterfly etude. If you play it at tempo, it's like 1 minute long. It's very quick, yeah, and not not too difficult. The thing I think where it all becomes difficult is in the set. If you play the whole set, or the two sets, in order, number 8, 9, and 10, and 11 become very difficult because, from number 8, you're doing sixths, which is tiring on your forearm. This one obviously is tiring on your forearm. You're doing a lot of sorry, viral thing. And then you get to number 10, which is the octaves etude. And that one is basically that one is physical endurance. And then by the time you finish that, you then have to play something highly fidgety, which is Winter Wind. So then these etudes in context become a lot different. So that will be interesting. I have never obviously done that, but having at least looked at them all, I'm like, okay, this is going to be challenging because you're really focused on like sort of like physical, like a lot of physical burn around octave work or open hand position stuff for 3 etudes, and then suddenly you have to do Winter Wind, which is on its own not the most difficult etude, but suddenly you have to do a whole lot of fast finger work, fidgety stuff after destroying your arm for about 8 minutes. So anyway, will be interesting. I'm just going to spend a little bit of time getting a little bit more familiar and just working on little bits. This is not particularly hard etude, so basically it's you come out of the keyboard on the staccatos, so hold and then bounce, bounce. So you're pulling away from the keyboard. Any inspirations or reasons for embarking on this year-long challenge? Yes, so the purpose behind it is partly to reinvigorate my skills. I've decided that if I'm going to stay in music as a full-time thing, I want to go much more into the performance scene side of things on my own terms. So this is because I spent a long time working in education. I feel like my skills deteriorated on a sort of more on a technical level. Like in some ways, like I'm a much better musician than I was when I finished my masters. But in other ways, I feel like I've just sort of let things slip a bit. So this is about reinvigorating that to get myself in a position where I can do whatever I want, basically. And then I figured, why not? This is kind of like the perfect way to do it. And it's an interesting, like for me, it's interesting. Hopefully for other people, it's interesting because it's going to be a process for me as well in terms of how I learn them, what I discover along the way about them. It would be interesting for me at least to look back on, how did this piece sound, 11 months ago? How is it now? That kind of thing. But basically, I just want to do music on my own terms going forward if I'm going to do it. And I think there's a good. I've talked about this on the stream a few times before, but I think there's a good opportunity for live musicians going into the future, because now we have the situation. Actually, something really funny happened on my Twitch chat last night because I didn't have it up, and this is related. I didn't have it up. I had sort of like hidden it, and Twitch is new for me. It's only like 4 or 5 days old, so it's very small at the moment. But anyway, I got raided by all these people, really nice people, funny people. But I think some of them go around and they kind of like raid new streamers, and then they, try and give them a bit of a fun time kind of thing. And then they subscribe if they like you, I suppose. Anyway, this whole chat went on for like over an hour, and I had no idea what was going on. And the whole discussion was around, okay, has this stream been pre-recorded? Because he's not answering any of our questions, but he is talking. So is it just like a pre-recorded stream, and he's just like now streaming it, live? And the other one was, is he an AI, essentially? Which I found really funny because I was like, God, someone was seriously convinced that I was AI, basically. And another one was like, oh, okay, he's probably involved with like a YouTube live chat or something. So one person was right. But this whole discussion went on for like an hour, and they were just talking to each other. And I had no idea. And then when I was wrapping up my stream, they were still there. A lot of them were still there. And they were like, oh, we're about to find out. So maybe. And so I opened up chat and I'm like, holy shit. Like, and I was just scrolling up and up and up and up. And it was like pages of comments. I didn't even read them all. There was too many. They just had their own party in my stream on Twitch. And literally at the time I had like 5 followers, and I gained like 11 more followers or something from that stream. So it was fun. It was pretty funny. But the point is that people going forward, I think, will not be able to distinguish who is actually human, essentially, online anyway. So that's what I mean. I think there's actually a genuinely good opportunity for live musicians, and people will want to connect with real people, because the further we get into this, AI mess, the more people will become suspicious, essentially, and not trust that something is real. And yeah, it's a problem already. Like, it's really causing huge issues. And I've seen videos of what AI can do in terms of even with like performing piano, as in a human, what AI can generate as a human playing piano, and it's pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I think people are actually going to want, live music going forward, because this is getting scary. And yeah, people obviously want to connect with other people, not with robots, or robots, artificially generated content. So the more and more that happens, I think the more and more people might start to look in, the real world, going to concerts, going to gigs, things like that. But also the other thing is, I think creative industries are going to make a comeback, because AI is just going to demolish, my feeling is going to demolish the sort of STEM-based industries. So science, maths, technology, education is just going to be, I think, totally absorbed by AI. So I think creative thinking, creative industries will play a huge role in why people get hired for jobs in the future to direct AI as well, essentially, rather than just people who have learnt the subjects that AI can just do really well, if that makes sense. So anyway, some thoughts. I should spend a little bit more time on this. I have about how long do I have? What's the time now? So I'll go about 30 to 40 minutes maybe, and then I will unfortunately have to head off. There's no need for that. There we go. Okay. I'll finish this page and then I'll move on. Goes to this. It sounds like a pop song, honestly. It's quite funny. You've got anyway, that is enough of that. I'm going to go to, so I've got Opus 10 number 1, Opus 10 number 9, Opus 10 number 12 to get through at this point. And yeah, exactly. Which is not a bad thing, honestly. It is a very fun piece. I actually really like that etude. It's grown on me a lot. I'm going to go to maybe Opus 10 number 12. Should I do that one? And then Opus, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Opus 10 number 12. Okay. My hands are cold. I've been so sloppy with the right hand, like so. One sec. I'll update the chat. I've been quite neglectful of the right hand, and then I'm like, yeah, it'll fix itself, and then it still hasn't. Okay. One sec. My left hand is cold at the moment. I might actually put my jumper back on because I'm getting cold. One sec. Just for efficiency. Chat, I think he might be AI. Yeah, it's actually a big scam. An AI agent talking about how AI is detrimental. It's like, what do you call that? Like a double agent, almost. No, it's not double agent. Something else. I don't know what the word is. I guess it is. There's an AI pretending to be human. Talking about how AI is bad. That would be a double agent. Okay. That's correct. Okay. This bar has been bothering me for so long, and it shouldn't be that hard, really. I think my left hand is just a bit shit. Is what's going on here. Okay. Hello again. Piano Hated, you're back. You were here quite early on in the stream, weren't you? From memory. I'm pretty sure you were here early on in the stream. What's the practicing on stream versus off stream? Basically, I do no off stream practice at the moment. So if I'm on stream, if I'm practicing, I'm on stream, essentially. So my weekends are kind of tricky for streaming. So I try and stream. Often it might be it might be a little bit erratic on the weekend, but I'm really just trying to do it so it's essentially an honest process. If I'm giving myself a year to do it, how many days or whatever, I want to make sure that the content's all there, essentially. So as well, that's kind of part of the process as well. I don't want to be like practicing, madly on the weekend or something for 10 hours a day, not streaming it, and then being like, hey, look, I did it. I stream all my practice, and it's more fun for me anyway. Like, I'd rather be streaming while I practice. Damn it. Again. Sloppy with the right hand. Oh my god. I need to actually pay a bit more attention to the right hand, because I've been just not giving too many shits about it, and now it's showing.
Have you ever tried writing your own piece? Yeah, I've got one on my YouTube channel. It's called "We Share the Beauty of the Moon Together." It's about 6 minutes long, and it's based on the famous Chinese poem that kind of has that line in it. You'll see if you read the description. And there's also another piece on YouTube Music and on Spotify called "To Have a Big Life." But if you just search "Deranged" on Spotify, you'll find, like, on YouTube Music, you might find it. I don't know, not sure. It's called "To Have a Big Life" anyway. And that's kind of neoclassical, a little bit anime style. The other one is more classically based, so more like 20th century, early 20th century sort of style. So yeah, there's 2 pieces up there, and I've got others coming in the process. So that takes time. It definitely takes time. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time left, so I'm going to quickly run through. I need to run through episode number 9 very briefly. I'm not going to spend long on it. It's not that hard, but I just want to go over the notes.
was that? Same one. I'm learning Opus 10 number 1. I'm actually about to finish with that one. That one will be the last one I do. So after this one. But yeah, you need to stay relaxed for sure. That's a hard etude though. Genuinely one of the most difficult ones. So if it's frustrating you, do not be surprised. Okay, that's all fine. I don't need to do that ending. It's all the same stuff in the left hand over and over and over. So in terms of, staying relaxed with clarity, tips. I mean, you got to stay relaxed. I mean, that's kind of the gist of it, right? Is you're always super conscious of how your tension is affecting you. And the more you can really concentrate on, can I make this more relaxed? Be careful also, keep playing around with hand movements. I'm always playing around with how my hand is positioned to find something more suitable for the particular arpeggio. So I don't get into a tightness sort of corner. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I don't have a lot of time, so anyway. There we go. So there, I've actually been playing around with that one, trying to find a better solution. So rather than just doing that, doing more that, contracting this way, so more spidery kind of, and then there, which is more difficult, but I think more accurate in the long run and more ideal. So hate that one. And this one. I'll work on it. That one too. I don't. I forgot the E. This here, actually, this chair is a problem because I can't get out of the way enough. For this, you need to get your elbow really far in, and your body out the way, basically. Try not to be too like this and then throw the thumb in again. So I'm trying to go more over the notes and then just place it down, but rather than pull out and then go back in, if that makes sense. But it's not easy, at least to do this well. You can kind of this part you can kind of like force your way through, but I think to play it well is kind of difficult. And relaxed. Okay, that's all fine. So the main two bars for me really are like, or probably 3 bars. It's this one, which is like bar 21, the similar one right at the end, but the notes change. So you start like this, and then you change to that on the second half of the bar, and then the A major. So which is just the most horrible thing. And then there's a few others which are like, you know, a little bit annoying, but those are the main ones. There's like, so that's what, 1, 2, 3, essentially 3 figures, over about like 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. So it's like, figure it's just a matter of time, a matter of practice. Same processes. So oops. Okay. Let me just read some questions. I just read that, really knowing when the 5th finger on the black key. Yeah. Yeah, that part is, those bars are like just really, really frustrating. They're so much harder than pretty much everything else in the piece. There's a few other ones that I found annoying initially, like that whole that whole passage from like bar 28, like this from here. When you go up onto the black notes, and then this one, you have to stay very relaxed here. If you try and play this tense, you're dead. So, because you need that fourth finger to fifth finger stretch to be accessible, and the only way you can do that is by staying relaxed. Yeah, it's not. But that one's also a bit annoying, bar 30. And then this one is a bit annoying as well. The thumb on the black note, slightly awkward. And then the A major. So this whole passage really from 28 through to 35 is probably the worst. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, probably the worst passage in the piece. And then after that, it's like nice. It's very easy and it's very satisfying. But again, like you practicing like this kind of hand, right, where it's just like totally relaxed. Like you need to be able to play pretty much in that state, almost, I would say. And then you just add, like, it's maybe not quite that, but very close to that kind of state. And then there's like a little bit of extra control added as you go, but it's always good to like revisit that state just to reset and then come from total relaxation rather than pull back from tension, if that makes sense. I am probably going to have to go, unfortunately. But thanks so much for joining. Basically, the plan is now I'm going to be overseas for about 3 weeks, so I won't be streaming after Sunday, definitely. Hopefully, I will be able to stream on Sunday for like an hour, but otherwise, I'll put a note up, and I will just have to rejig what I'm doing. I'm going to take a roll-up keyboard, which will be hilarious, and I'm going to think about what I can do with that. And yeah, otherwise I'll do some other content around that. It could be interesting, could be fun. So we'll see what happens. But I'll be away for about 3 weeks, so I won't be here. I won't have this set up. So I'm still figuring out exactly what to do, but I'll have plenty of time to think about it on the plane because I'm going to Mexico, so it's a long flight. But thanks for joining, and I will see you back here at least in a few weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to organize something over there and do a bit of streaming over there, but the quality won't be as good for sure. It'll be recorded through my phone, and it'll be maybe a little bit memey if I'm using the roll-up keyboard. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But thanks so much all. I will see you soon.